The challenge is mastering yourself. Okay, I think for anything that you're gonna approach, if your inner self is not right, you can't manifest anything into the physical world, if that makes sense. So really going to work, not on your personality, because personality is appearing to be, but going to work on your character, saying who you truly are.
Hey, it's Dr. Bill here. So today I'm super excited to introduce you to Ricky Renee. He is 28 years old, same age as me,
Okay.
from Los Angeles, also like me. And he's the co-founder and chief marketing officer of Advocite.
Advocite, yeah.
Advocite, a marketing research center. So basically what they do is they help celebrities, athletes, business people, and people that are already on Instagram or want to be on Instagram, develop Instagram accounts, and more importantly, get a big base of followers so that they can become influencers.
Most importantly, engaged followers.
Yeah, so why don't we start on that? How did you start this business?
Well, I teamed up strategically with my business partner, Brian Klock. He's the CEO. We knew about each other for quite some time, both being in the digital marketing space for years. And what ended up happening was I had this skill set, these bags of gifts, and he had his own. So we decided we did a collaboration, teamed up, and launched Advocite about 1.5 years ago. And when that happened, things just exploded.
All right, let's back up. So first of all, what's your background?
My background for the last 7 years is marketing, advertising, and sales.
Okay,
That's
so
what I've done.
before you started this business, what were you doing?
I was building brands. I was actually building a brand in the entrepreneur space for myself, and I built several other brands. And then when that happened, I realized, hey, I've been building brands for myself. Why not do this for other people? And that's really when the idea came in to start working with some of these elite people like celebrities, professional athletes, top-notch businessmen, things like that.
And where did you learn? I mean, did you go to school for that? Did you learn on the job?
Well, I'm a college dropout. I think college is a great route. I'm not taking away from it. I think that there's a lot of things to be learned from college, like diligence, discipline, setting goals, committing to your goals. So college is a great route, but for me, it just wasn't for me. I dropped out of university and then pursued 100% entrepreneurship.
And where did you learn your skills in marketing?
So where it started was actually in the MLM marketing business. So I worked with a company called Vima, and some of the other guys that have been on your show have actually done that too. And what that did for me, it taught me a lot of skills in sales, right? Leadership, being able to speak in front of huge audiences.
What's MLM?
Network marketing.
Okay.
So that's where it started for me years ago.
Okay.
Then from there, I took my skills that I had developed there and built sales teams for ADT Direct Sales. Got a sales team of over 100 people, 3 different offices, LA, Sacramento, and San Francisco. And what ended up happening is I got a phone call from one of my buddies, and he was already in the digital marketing space. And he said, hey, you've got all these great skills. You like to inspire, you like to motivate. Why don't you come do this with me, right? And use your skills here and see what it can do for you. So then I made the transfer there and left direct sales, which was big for me because I was making a substantial amount of income, and just poured everything into this, and I fell in love with it.
So right now, your company has about 26 employees, right?
Well, no, we have a sales force of over 20 people, and then on the, doing the work on the back end, about another 20.
Oh, wow. So the sales force is doing what, cold calls and?
Well, that's I think that's part of our secret sauce, the way that they actually contact people. We live in a new age. Business is always changing and strategies are always changing, but I think we have a really good method.
So you have 20 people doing that, and then you have, 26 that work in-house?
Yeah, on the back end.
Okay.
Yeah, performing our work.
And what are they actually doing?
Well, they're actually performing all the marketing and advertising in the way that we do it, that we talked about earlier.
Okay, and so currently you're servicing accounts for people, and what's the main goal, you would say, of most of your clients?
Is the main goal for them is to be able to build influence, really, and be able to use their influence to impact, contribute, and that's really one of our things with Advocite, is we only want to work with people who have that positive message. When you go on Instagram, it's no secret that kids, teenagers, they're seeing what the stuff that's trending. And if we can just get more things that are trending that have a powerful, impactful, insightful message, then that's what we're doing. So for us, we want to make sure that we're teaming up with people who have a bigger purpose, bigger than themselves, right? Bigger than doing any endorsements or just being popular, but really want to use that influence to actually impact others. And that's really who we work with, so. Yeah.
It sounds like you love what you do.
I love what I do, of course, yeah.
What's the part you love the most?
The part I love the most about what I do is just what I just said. Being able to work with individuals who have a powerful message and knowing that by me making them go viral, by me making them have influence, that there's another kid, there's another teenager, there's another depressed person at 30, 40, 50 years old who's down and out maybe, gets to see that video and just might spark just something in them to move forward. That's really what I love.
So as you put this company together, what would you say was kind of the biggest obstacle or challenge that you had to overcome to become successful?
So here's the thing, there's seasons of life, right? So I think anything that you pursue, if you can understand the seasons of life, right? We have winter times, which are the difficult times. And I would say that anytime you launch a business, this is where you see most of that winter, right? The struggles, the adversities, things tend to not go exactly your way, right? And then secondly, what do we go into? We have the spring. Springs are great times because that's when things have really caught some type of momentum. You know exactly who you're reaching out to. You know exactly what your niche is. You know exactly how you're approaching your business, right? And that's the time to sow seeds, right? Reach out to as many people as you can and really get things to explode. During this time, we found some difficulty because that's where we really expanded, and I built a sales team for this. And I think that was really one of the most difficult parts, was being able to train each of these guys individually and get them to a level where they believed in themselves. And I think that's the most important part in any business. If you have a staff, the key in any type of leadership is to be able to make every single person on your team believe in your mission and what you guys got going on. So I think being able to do that, and that portion was probably the most difficult part. But now that we got that up and running, it's like beautiful.
Why Instagram of all these platforms?
It's the #1 brand and platform in the now, right? I think a lot of people get caught up with what was going on, what was popular, but for anybody, you want to know what's going the most popular right now and where are things going. And Instagram is definitely dominating. You can see all the things happening with big companies. You can see cross collaborations, endorsements, and people are really starting to see the fuel. Good for us, we've been on it for quite some time now. But for anything that we really goes on, right, it's like, who's the singer? Oh, let me see his Instagram. And the reality of the fact is Instagram is kind of like Google in real time. It's who's most popular right now, who's doing the best right now, who has the hottest song right now, who's the best athlete right now. Does that make sense? And I think the main thing is building accounts the right way. I always tell people, building accounts on Instagram is an art. And to really understand this art, you really got to understand on how things are operating right now and really where they're going. And you got to be able to kind of.
But is there actually a resource to know? Like, I don't see there's nothing on website. Or is it basically like you try it and then you see the results and then you try it?
Definitely. Well, everything is trial and error, but everything also comes down to the numbers. I always say numbers don't lie, and that's true for all.
What do you think sets your company apart?
Nobody can grow at the volume we can grow in a day's time, in a month's time. I know for a fact we can outgrow anybody, and it's the most organic out there.
Really? That's pretty powerful.
Yeah, definitely. I wouldn't make the statement if it wasn't true.
And what's your goal for your company? Like, where do you see this going? And, if you could, like, wave a magic wand and say, Dr. Bill, this is where I want to be next year, where would that be?
Definitely.
And what would it look
like? So
like?
I'll probably have an exclusive client list of 1,500 people, right? And put Instagram in a position where they want to talk to us.
Go back through your career and tell me one of the biggest challenges you had in starting up this business and how you overcame that challenge.
So I don't want to deter that question. That's a great question. But I think the challenge isn't so much in launching any business. The challenge is mastering yourself. Okay, I think for anything that you're going to approach, if your inner self is not right, you can't manifest anything into the physical world, if that makes sense. So really going to work, not on your personality, because personality is appearing to be, but going to work on your character, saying who you truly are. How do you rate yourself in the area of discipline? How do you rate yourself in the area of diligence, commitment, consistency, reliability? Those are the things that really are the equities of life, that if you have those things, it doesn't matter what you're doing. You could be knocking on doors. If you want to become a doctor, if you want to go to college and, be the speaking on stage, whatever. The reality of the fact is, it all depends on what's going on inside of you, right? So I think mastering myself is the key, and every day I'm still working on that. And I have a growth model for that. I think, for people to really discover what it is, the first step in growing in any of the right direction is, number one, you just gotta be honest, truthful, and transparent with yourself, right? You have to be able to cloud all the noise out from outside, what mom said, what school said,
Right.
what teachers
That's
say,
true.
and be able to be true to yourself and say, hey, what is it that brings light into my eyes when I'm doing it? And if you can discover that, right? And maybe you can't discover that right now. Maybe at this moment you can't. And that's really okay, because what you can do from that point is saying, hey, let me try this out. Let me try this out.
Yeah,
Let me
and
try
you
this
can
out.
learn stuff too.
And that's the thing. Most people think that they've got to make a permanent decision at 20, 25, 27. Yes, it'd be nice to have what they call a career at that point, but here's the thing. Experience never dies. Wisdom lives forever. Anything that you ever do is going to give you skills and talents, and nobody can take those things away from you. And everything that you're going through, you've got to trust and have faith in the fact that it's molding you into the person that you are becoming. And I think that's my next point.
Yeah.
Don't do things because you think it's the right thing to do. Do it for the reason that it's who you're becoming. I think that there's entitlement throughout, every age, from the age of, 10 years old, 5 years old, all the way up to 70-year-old. Anyone can be entitled. I don't think we should label it based on generation. I think it all comes down back to the individual, right? To building that self-awareness, right? Like I said, growth, transparency, honesty with yourself, and that will take you to a new level of self-awareness, what will tell you, hey man, I am entitled. Dude, I have these diseases of attitude that have got me to this place. You know what? My life's miserable. I'm not growing. I'm not succeeding. I'm not doing great things. And that from that self-awareness, sometimes it's going to spark some type of pain in you that's going to say, hey, man, I don't want to live like this ever again. And that's one of my mentors, Jim Rohn. I love him. I don't know if you know who Jim Rohn is.
No.
He always says, your life never has to be the same after today, only by choice. And that's true for all of you today. You can do and make the necessary changes, because if you want your life to change, then you've got to change. Do not use your past as a club, like a club to beat somebody with. Don't beat yourself with the past. Use it as a school. Grab the lessons from it, right? Let it go, throw away all the baggage, and then use those lessons to create new results in your future.
You've been very successful in what you're doing.
Yes.
How much of your success would you say was hard work, and how much would you say was luck?
The hardest work, like I said, it was not so much just in building the business. The hardest work was working on myself. So I think there's a sense of luck, that word luck. I think it's very interesting. I trade luck for blessed. Does that make sense? I believe in a higher power. That's something I do believe in, and I have direct connection with him, and he reveals to me my steps and what I got to do. So I don't think there's any luck, but I do think I'm blessed. And I think that my hard work resulted in me becoming more and more blessed. And I think in order for you to become more blessed in your life, the number one thing is you got to be grateful for who you are, where you are, and don't be looking to the left, don't be looking to the right, what they have, what they've done. Just be happy for where you're at. And once you can activate that spirit of gratitude in your life, you're going to find abundance and more love, more wealth come into your life.
With that, Dr. Bill, over and out.